what do I need to be? How long is it going to take me? What type of person do I need to be? I'm corporate. I have to introduce this to my company. There's so many barriers in my mind that I have to think, all right, this can become way too difficult and overwhelming. But it sounds amazing and I want that. How the hell do I get from A to B to Z? Right?
That's really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
never been asked that before.
Like,
It's
and
actually really, really simple. It's such
yeah.
a simple process.
Mm,
There's nothing complicated about it. I understand what you mean about barrier, because I've often said if I didn't do this work, I'd be skeptical of it. I
yeah,
would be skeptical of it, obviously, because there's part of us that thinks, how can it possibly work? How can we see the future? How can we anticipate the future? Which, like great Professor Rupert Sheldrake said, your brain is inside your skull. Your mind can travel anywhere. Telepathy's been proven. The amount of people, there's a huge amount of evidence that we can have insight into the future. We can glimpse the future. It's huge amounts of research. I mention it, some of it in my book, but it's a huge amount of research. Just being able to have that little bit of anticipation into the future will change the mindset. An hour with a group of people can create massive change. 1 hour just to get them to have a vision of the future in a year's time, and I've got all the processes to do that. Just that, just that alone can create. So I often do a taster morning, just spend a couple of hours, 2, 3 hours of a morning, explain how it works. The mind can travel anywhere, and you get that insight straight away. Something in you changes. I can do a lot more. I can also get them to see them at their best in a year's time. Now imagine if each person in that company had lived up to their full potential and focused in that year. What difference does that make in a year's time? They're totally focused on their career. And I get them to anchor that future them. When they create that anchor, their current self shifts, starts to change. I don't even need that long. I mean, give me a day and you'll have massive results. You can create. I'm not very patient, so I'm not somebody that takes months and months to get a result. I want quick results. In fact, it works better if you focus on a fast result. So an hour with your people, give a little explanation, a little taster, get them to feel it, anchor that future where they've totally focused on their work, on their career, making the most of themselves and the company. You will get a shift. You don't need the barriers that we're all too overly busy, we're all tired, we're all overwhelmed with information. Suppose we find just the part you need to focus on, the part that will make a difference. That's all we need.